been trying to put me in a box, saying this is it, you'll never be enough. Take those dreams and put them on a shelf.
Welcome, everybody.
And for many years, I was holding back, thinking I should be more like this and that. But then I saw the real truth.
Welcome, welcome. Excited to see everybody here as you enter. Please share where you're calling in from. Love to see this international audience. We've got Norma from San Diego, Simon from BC, Canada, Cambridge. Sean is from my hometown of Colorado. Michael from Bremen, Germany, Linda from Colorado, South Africa. Oh, Kia Ora from, I don't even know how to pronounce that, Oyotaroya. Got South Yorkshire, Tampa, Florida, Italy, Chicago, New York, Estonia. Amy, I'm in Maui right now. You got Israel, London, Maryland, New Zealand, Sweden, Portugal. Wow, all over. Texas, Indiana, Belgium, Boise, Netherlands. Golden, Colorado, London, North Carolina, Canada. Beautiful. Wow, I'm so excited to see everybody here. My name is Austin. I will be your host for today. We've got such an international audience. I'm calling in from beautiful Maui, where I was just in a conference called Transformation Leadership Council, started by Jack Canfield. And just so excited to see everybody from all over the world. Over the next 30 minutes, we are going to have an experience together, and you're going to feel more connected to a group of strangers that will surprise you. You're going to learn about how to get unstuck from emotions, from experiences that have been living inside your body for quite some time. And we're going to have a lot of fun together. I'm excited to share with you this practice that over the next 3 days that I've shared from stage at TEDx, Boulder, at Mind Valley, on Necker Island, all across the world. And this is something that we do at Ceremonia. Ceremonia is a nonprofit and legal psychedelic center in Denver, Colorado. And I founded Ceremonia in 2022, and since then have facilitated over 650 individuals through what they say is the most transformative experience of their lives. And all of that is based on this fundamental concept that when we are truly connected, that we are able to awaken together, to touch the deepest part of ourselves. So we're going to start with an exercise here, okay? And this is going to demonstrate something that an author called Gay Hendricks calls upper limits. Upper limits are the subconscious limits that we put on ourselves because subconsciously there are parts of ourselves that would rather be in a familiar state than in a state of healing or peace or love. And so what I'm going to ask you to do is, especially if you are in a stable space, to close your eyes if that feels comfortable or safe, or hold a soft gaze. I'm going to ask you to recount a memory, okay, of you when you felt deeply in love or at peace or in joy. This could be hugging your dog, seeing a kid arrive at home, standing at the wedding altar, whatever it is, or on vacation, okay? And then in a moment, we're going to time it. And when that memory has the first intrusive thought, I'm going to ask that you punch into the chat what that thought was, okay? So we'll start with a deep breath and we'll close our eyes or hold a soft gaze. And just recount this memory, something very beautiful or joyful in your life. And just hold on to that memory as long as you can. And on the first thought, just put into the chat what that was. Beautiful. So there's a bunch of messages going through the chat right now. And if you'll notice, the average time that we were able to stay with that experience was probably somewhere around 20 to 40 seconds. We seeing that? Okay. Now, what's interesting about this is we are seeking moments of joy, fullness, and happiness in our lives. But if we're only able to hold on to that experience for a short period of time, then what happens is that we start looking for more quantity of these short quality of bursts of happiness, right? Imagine if you were able to hold on to an experience of joy or an experience of happiness for minutes, for hours, for it to persist before an intrusive thought comes in. This is a demo of what some authors call this upper limit. And so if our intrusive thoughts are coming in at 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, then what we do is instead of being able to enjoy basking in the sun or being in nature or holding our dog for a longer period of time, we start looking for more times of that happiness. Yesterday, I was on the beach and I'm there with my girlfriend and it's a beautiful setting in Maui. There was a sea turtle that was basking in the sun. And it was the first time that my girlfriend had witnessed a sea turtle. And she was just filled with joy, and I was hugging her. And as I was holding her, I could notice my mind wanting to pull away from that experience and think of what was on my calendar or preparing for this call, right? If anybody's ever watched that movie Up, it's like that moment where the dog goes, squirrel, right? That was my mind pulling away from that experience of joy. And so, how can we train ourselves so that we are able to stay and linger in that experience that we want so much? And therefore, if we are able to stay in that experience for longer and longer, what might be possible for you, for your life, is that instead of searching for more bursts of joy, well, maybe we can just stay in the experience of now and allow for the experience of joyfulness now to linger. Are we interested in that? Trying that on? Awesome. Okay, so we're going to do another quick little demo. I want everyone to give yourself a little pinch. Now, if you tune into the sensation of this pinch, do you have much resistance to it? Is this good or bad? Do I want this or don't want this? Not really, right? But can you imagine if a stranger or somebody who you weren't acquainted with pinched you in that exact same spot? Might you feel differently? You would. Now, the exact same nerves are getting hit, and yet something about that experience is different. It's your relationship to the experience. Now, take your hands and push down here on your chest. Do you feel that weight on your chest? Yeah. Have you ever experienced, let's say, grief as a weight on your chest? Has anyone ever experienced that? Right? Now, what's the difference between this and the experience of grief that can be so world shattering that we don't want it? Well, again, the difference is your relationship to that experience. And so the same mechanism of us holding on to joy, which is to be with that experience for a longer period of time, also is the same experience of experiences we don't want, what's available to us. If we're able to tune in to the actual weight, so if you continue to press down here and just see if you can notice the subtlety of the weight, right? Is the weight going inwards or down? Can you feel the warmth of your hand? Can you feel the pressure and the difference of pressure if you push harder or softer? If you're able to tune into the subtleties of the weight, right, then what you're able to do is be with the somatic experience of it for a longer period of time to open into the experience more. And so if you are able to leverage that experience, that process with let's say grief, right, then we can open to the experience of grief even further. 9 years ago, I lost my father to cancer, and I had the grace to be able to spend the last 6 months of his life with him as he was in the hospital. And, I had studied psychology, and I remembered reading, okay, here's the stages of grief, right? There's denial, there's anger, there's so on and so forth, finally an acceptance. And I thought that I had accomplished my way all the way through acceptance. But years later, when I was in my first psychedelic experience, the guided psychedelic experience, I had an experience of my father visiting me. And I was able to show him my then wife, who I didn't even know I was missing that experience. Right? And I felt this overwhelming catharsis, this overwhelming relief seeing him smile in my vision because whew, I got to show him the man that I became. Now, we have these concepts of grief or anger or these feelings that we don't want and how to be with it. But maybe it's actually simpler than that. Maybe it's actually about being with the experience without judging it. And so I would posit to you that um, what's available there is to get really curious about that experience. And I'm going to give you a process that's going to be super fun for us all to try on. And then we're going to go into breakout rooms and try this on with each other. Okay. And it's something so simple that you can bring it into your life from this call onwards, and it can impact every relationship that you have. And it's a simple question. It's what's that like? Okay. I'm going to ask someone to demo with me. And actually, I see one of our recent co-facilitators in this call. And I'm wondering if Joanne Forrestal, are you available for a demo? Let's see.
Oh, there we go. Good morning, Austin. Yes, let's do
Hey,
it.
Joanne. So I'm going to spotlight us, okay?
Ah,
So Joanne and I were just in a retreat together. What was it? 2 weeks ago. And Fleet Mall, the founder of HeartMind, was also there with his partner. So good to see you again, Joanne. Great. So Joanne, what's it like to be you right now?
uh, right now, I feel a little bit of anxiety being called on, changing from observer to an active participant.
Right. Yeah. And this experience of anxiety, what's that like?
Um, it's a little bit of nervous energy, a little jittery. I feel a little tension in my neck, upper shoulders. Um,
Hmm.
maybe a little sweaty in my pits.
Hmm. This tension, what's that like?
It's a tightness. It kind of draws me in.
Ah, and what's that like to be drawn in?
I feel less expansive. Before I was like just kind of grooving on what you were saying and listening to you and like, yeah, 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 cool, this is good. And now I just feel like instead of uh, instead of feeling like this, I'm feeling more like a little bit more narrowed in and more closed in.
Hmm. And what's that like to be narrowed in?
Um, it's just a tightness that I feel like I'm limited.
Hmm. And what's that like to recognize right now?
Um, I think it's good, but now I'm holding something. I'm like, okay, so what do I do with this? I see it. What do I do?
Hmm. Hmm. What's that like to question at this moment?
Um, well, then when I question, I feel more like I'm starting to open up a little bit because I'm starting to, instead of being focused on my tightness or anxiety or whatever, I'm starting to feel like, okay, I see it. Now I want to know what to do with it. And I just feel a little bit of a release, a little bit of opening up.
Oh, what's that like to notice the release?
Um, uh, it makes me feel empowered. It makes me feel hopeful, and it makes me feel uh, curious. Instead of being focused on one thing, I'm open to curiosity.
Oh, thank you, Joanne. Let's all give Joanne a round of applause for being with the anxiety in front of us. Thank you so much, Joanne. So, Joanne, did
Yes.
you know? First of all, you didn't know you were going to get called on.
No,
Did you know
no, no, I did not.
that your anxiety would go into a narrowing and then into an expansion and release? Did you know that would happen?
No,
No. Did
no.
any of us know that was going to happen?
I don't think so.
Right.
Mhm.
Thank you so much, Joanne. I
Mhm.
appreciate you. So, consider what just happened, right? Such a simple practice. What's that like? You can ask, what's that like 1,000 times, right? And just get a fraction of a person's experience. Often, when we ask someone, how are you? What are the typical answers we get? Good, okay, fine, great. But have you ever been fine for a single moment in your life? I've been sad, I've been happy, I've been scared, I've been horny, I've been all sorts of different experiences. But have you ever been fine? When we ask, what's that like? We're actually opening deeper into an experience. Now, in Joanne's case, we were probably processing that for somewhere around a minute, give or take. Yes? If I just asked her, what's it like to be you right now? And she said, anxious. And I just took that at face value and just moved on. Well, that anxiousness, where would that anxiety go? It would linger, it would sit, it would get suppressed into her. Does that make sense? But instead, what we had as an opportunity is to get curious about it. And in fact, Joanne got relayed at the very end. It opened up, expanded into curiosity. Did you see that? Right? So there was a journey that we went on, right? The journey was like, oh, I'm feeling anxious. I'm feeling closed. I'm getting more narrow. But as I got curious about being with the narrowness, then I started to breathe into it and expand and get more curious about it. What's that like? Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go into breakout rooms in pairs. Okay. And the person with the shortest hair is going to go first. You're going to introduce yourself. And then you're going to the person with the longest hair is going to ask you, what's it like to be you right now? Okay. What's it like to be you right now? And then this follow-up question is simple. What's that like? Right? And then just keep at the person with the longer hair, just keep asking, what's that like? What's that like? What's that like? And try to see if you can tune into that energy of curiosity, asking, what's that like? Okay. And we're going to go for about 2 minutes per side, and we'll message in the breakout rooms. We'll broadcast, hey, now you can switch sides. And then you'll switch. And again, the person with the shortest hair is going to ask, what's it like to be you right now? And then what's that like? What's that like? What's that like? Okay. When you're complete with this, share with each other what you learned from that experience, what you felt. Okay. Now, a couple things. Number one, if you're in a room where somebody's not available, no problem. Just come back to the main room and we'll do it together. Okay. And second thing is tune into your starting energy of connection, like how you feel when you're just meeting a stranger. And then tune in at the end. Tune into what it was it like to be in that experience. Okay. Do you feel more connected? Again, if you're not available, no problem. And if you are in a room with someone who's not available, no problem. Just come back into the main room. All right. So see you guys really soon. What's it like to be you right now? And what's that like? And we can create the breakout rooms now. Of course you can stay here, but I may demo with you if you do. Great, welcome back. Well, those that are here still with me, I invite you to, if you wish, and you don't have to, you can just observe. I invite you to unmute, and we're just going to do this together. And you're welcome to unmute and, oh, I think, oh, maybe we can't see that. 1 second. There we go. Now we'll just click these buttons to unmute if you wish to participate.
Yes, I'd like to. It works.
All right.
Hi, Austin.
But
hi, everybody. Excited for you
I'd,
to be here.
I'd like to participate, but there was no one in the room except me.
Same
That's
here.
okay.
No one was in the room but me.
Same here. Same here.
Sorry, what
Okay,
was the
great.
question again? Can you repeat the question?
It's what's
In
it
the
like to be you
chat.
right now? And then what's that like? Okay. But we'll do a version of this as a group. So let's just start with Irina. What's it like to be you right now?
With me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So half tiring, half exciting.
What's that like to hold both of those at the same time?
Yes. It's like somehow the right side of me is going for excitement, that is like thinking of moving forward, and another part is like, come on, just stay, you're tired.
Yeah, imagine that it's like two parts that are battling each other and you're sitting somewhere in the middle. Is that right?
Yeah, mostly like a dialogue without being split personality now.
Yeah. Is anyone else experiencing that?
Recording in progress.
Yeah. And whoever just said yes, what's that like for you to experience?
What's the question for me?
No, someone else just mentioned that they're also experiencing something similar. And I wasn't tracking who was that.
I'm kind of feeling kind of scattered because I'm trying to do this, but then I'm also doing other things on the side, like completing the laundry, or I mean, maybe I should just focus on one thing.
Totally. What's that like to feel scattered?
yeah, kind of inadequate. That's more of a
Inadequate.
thinking thing than feeling, but yeah, overwhelmed a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, there's like the scatter and but then there's inadequacy and overwhelm. And what's that like to notice?
Confident that I have the power to change it and take responsibility.
Oh. And what's that like to hold the confidence at the same time as the overwhelm?
Kind of fun.
Fun?
Yeah,
What's that
it's
like to
like,
notice?
wow, I've learned these tools. I could do this.
And what's that like to notice?
I could pat myself on the back.
Hmm, that's beautiful. And I'm wondering what do you notice, someone else now? What do you notice as you are hearing this process?
Hi,
Hi.
it's Leslie. I can relate to this because I'm recovering from nervous system sensitization. And these are the kind of things that are helping me to recover because instead of just getting the initial thing and then just being scared of it or symptom or whatever, this is exactly what I'm doing. I guess it's somatic experiencing and I'm letting it be, I'm allowing it, and then um, uh, like relaxing more with it. And so I really, I can really relate to this a lot.
Hmm. And what's that like to experience right now?
It's great. I want to delve more in and learn more.
Yeah, I'm imagining there's this like eagerness that's here. Is that right?
Absolutely.
And what's that like? What's it like to feel eager to learn?
It's still positive. It feels it really,
It feels positive. Is that
yeah,
what I heard?
it's a positive emotion. It feels good.
Hmm. And what's that like? This positive, good emotion.
Awesome.
I'm noticing like I'm wanting more detail, and I'm just like, what is positive, good, awesome like?
Oh, okay. My body feels relaxed. My mind feels alert and excited and anticipatory. Um,
Hmm.
really in this moment right now.
Hmm. What's it like to be in this moment and at the same time anticipatory?
It's it's a positive feeling, so it's good. It kind of adds more energy to the moment.
Cool. Well, thank you for exploring this with me, and it's a perfect segue because we have 2 more calls, right? This was the first day around getting unstuck together. And what's available here for everyone that I'm just going to ask. What we have gained today is a very, very simple skill that you can apply to every conversation, every relationship that you have. What's that like, right? And did you notice, for those that were in a breakout room or for those that were observing, did you notice a heightened sense of connection with the other person? Yeah? And did you also notice that you yourself may have felt a little more seen, a little more honored, a little more heard, right? And I know that was a very brief exercise, but just imagine what's possible when you are approaching life this way, right? What's possible when you take a joyful experience and you're like, what's that like? Ooh, that feels expansive, that feels light, that feels fluffy. What might it be like when we have a challenging experience, like pain or anger? What's that like? Oh, that feels hot, that feels stirring, that feels like a weight. When we're able to be with the experience more and more, we're opening more into our life. So our next call tomorrow is called saying yes to life. And I'm really excited to share with you another simple practice where we're going to dive into needs and boundaries, we're also going to dive into how to embrace more of life together. Okay? So thank you all so much for joining me for this first day of the 3-day challenge. We will continue tomorrow and the day after. And in February, I'll be teaching a 5-day live course with HeartMind that I'm super excited to continue to share all these programs with you. Thank you all so much. Have a beautiful Tuesday. And remember, what's that like? Bye, everybody.